Hey guys, what's up? The one and only Zombie King here, and today I am here with a podcast. Yep. And today, who all is joining me? It is me and then two other people, myself and I. Yeah, no, it's just me for today. But I actually took this as an opportunity to talk, you know? Just talk, rather that be good talking or bad talking or whatnot, such and such, such and such. I don't really see a problem. So I decided to make my first podcast. Yep, this is just going to be me talking for about an hour. So if you don't like it, well, why'd you click on the video? I'm going to assume that you do like it. So, there's that. But no, I want to talk about gorillas versus great apes. Or wait, no, gorillas versus grizzly bears. Who would win in a fight? Oh man, that one I personally have to go with grizzly bear because the brown grizzly bear is like it's bigger and it's like as strong, but it also has claws. Now the gorilla, the silverback gorilla might be as strong, if not stronger, but it still doesn't have the claws nor the teeth. It has human-like teeth, which are severely strong enough to just rip apart flesh like nothing, but not quite bones. Meanwhile, the bear has like the mouth to bite that stuff and crush it in half and like make sure that there are no witnesses whatsoever. But that's my thought on it. But also, the grizzly bear, I'm pretty sure is bigger, like in height and in girth. Like I'm pretty sure he can lift more objects than the silverback gorilla. Although I heard that gorillas aren't really fully known about their strength, even though I kind of low key doubt that. And I say that's BS. We know their strength. We know how strong they are. We know how strong they can be. So why are we going to try to pretend we don't? They are ridiculously strong, strong enough to the point of ripping us in half. But at the same time, a gorilla is same thing, as strong enough to rip a person. Although, granted, that's more with claws. So I think that the silverback gorilla is stronger, physically stronger than the grizzly bear. But at the same time, I do have a belief that the grizzly's claws would come in handy in the battle. But me, I can take on both of them. I can fight both of them and be perfectly fine. Yep, zero damage to myself whatsoever. I wouldn't be injured. I wouldn't be harmed. I wouldn't be maimed or any of that. None in the sorts. I would be perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, I would come out the winner and I would come out the victor. Now, they would be groveling at my feet, begging for mercy. They would be saying, "Oh my gosh, please, please stop." But I would be like, "Nope, not at all." And then continue to smite them off the battlefield. P.S. By the way, any zoos that try to make me do that, I will politely reject you and or call the cops on you. Anywho, nah, but for real though, if anyone is like, all right, then actually fight one, I'm like, okay, bet. How many views do you think I'll get? Do you think I'm gonna get 1,000,000 views and then just scream world star? No. Oh man. Oh, I wish just to hear world star, world star. But no. I am not going to be fighting any because there would be no match. There wouldn't be a match for me in order to fight. It would just be a slaughter. I would slaughter them. I would take them both to but even 2-on-1, even if a silverback gorilla and a grizzly bear both came at me, I would body both of them at once. I'd be like, silverback gorilla, bam, you're down for the count. I'd like, I don't know, I'd like, yeah, I would just punch his nose and snout and make the gorilla go, owie. And then I'd turn around and I'd just grab the teeth and rip them out and then just be like, ah. And then I'd beat him with his own teeth. And they wouldn't even know what to do because I just strategically disarmed both of them. One of them, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I would trip the gorilla. I do like a cool ninja slide and trip the gorilla, and then I break his arm, and then I would like, take the bone that was poking out, and then rip it out, and then I would use it as a trophy. Or I'd finish the job with his own bone and then just take his head as a trophy. And now the gorilla, on the other hand, I'd like grab his hands and we'd be like a hand lock, and I just, I'd break his wrists and I'd be like, "Jah!" And then the gorilla or the grizzly's hands are now broken. So now I take his claws and I like rip off his hands, and I'm like, now I cram my hand in there, and now I'm using his own claws against him. Am I right? Yeah? You're still following? You still here in the video? I don't know why, but anyways, and I would use that to pummel the grizzly to the ground with his own hands, by the way. And I do a ninja slide too. I ninja slide him as well. And once they're both on the ground, and I would finish both of them off at once with a gun. And that is how I would take out a grizzly bear and a gorilla at the same time with my bare hands. So, comment down below. What do you think? How would you handle that situation? And once again, any zookeepers or stuff that try to invite me, I will politely reject you. I'm not getting invited to any zoos, aren't I? I'll take that as a no. Hopefully. But either or, that's besides the point. The point of the video is to talk about what animal would you fight. And me personally, I would probably want to fight, like, it has to be a human or above. It can't be like a human or below. So I'd probably say human. I don't know. Something about them. They're weird. Humans are like a bunch of flesh sacks that just walk around. It's kind of gross if you think about it. And as for any other animal like a human, I can't really think of anything on top of my head. Now, this is on land, not in the water. I mean, a crocodile. Oh, yeah, a crocodile and a shark. Oh, those two. Okay, first off, crocodile and shark hide, those two are very, very strong. So I would have a different way of getting into them, just like I would with the grizzly bear and the silverback gorilla. A great white shark and an alligator, they both, a Louisiana alligator, I think that's the right way. I don't know, and I kind of low-key don't care, but the alligator does have a lot of hide. Like, it has thick hide, leather for days. So I would have to go about it a different way. So my thought process was, I'm just walking down the river, right? and then I see something poking out of the water. It's an alligator, and he's swimming to me. I would just ignore it, and I'd keep walking. And then if I still see him, I would warn him. I would be like, okay, hey, look, bud, I don't want a part of this. So if you're going to do this, I'm going to have to end you. And if he was still coming at me, that's when I'd pull my karate moves. See, I couldn't slide, right? Because he's like 2 feet under. What I can do though is I can dive. I can dive to him. All right. Now, if I dive, where am I gonna dive? Like right beside him, or on top of him, or even underneath him? No. I'm gonna dive in his mouth. He would never expect that. He would never expect it. The alligator is going to open his mouth. I'm going to dive right in there, and I'm going to just, I'm going to jam his uvula all over the place. I'm going to grab it and yank it. He's going to throw up every little thing he had for dinner, everything from Din Din. I'm going to make him throw it all over the floor, and I am going to relish in this victory. But at that point, I already won because the alligator is just so distressed. He's over here like throwing up all over the place. He's hurting. And this is where the alligator would run, okay? The alligator would turn around and just start running. But I would grab onto his tail, and when he turns to like go and bite me, I'd grab him instead. I'd like let him go quickly and grab his mouth, and then I just pry open his mouth and just hear snapping. I would just pry open so much. And then I personally, I would let him go. I would let him go free and unharmed. Okay? He would be a complete and utter free creature. And I would never harm him, which is what I would say if I was a liar. And then I would just do a full-blown RKO while he was leaving. Okay? And now, at that point, the alligator is unconscious. I won. Now, as for a great white shark, I'm over here, I'm taking a swim in the shark cage, and then I see a shark. The great white's swimming towards me. He's all slow and everything. See, they're slow. They move like 1 mile an hour. Have you seen them? They're over here just like all over, just this is how I'm swimming. You can't see, but I'm barely moving my arms as fins. And so at that point, that's my advantage. Him being slow, that's my advantage. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, this is it, boy. This is how I end him. And then at that point, I'm going to say, all right, this is how we do it. And I dive. I like literally swim to him. And when he tries to chase me, I get back into the cage. And once he like snips at the cage, I grab his head, grab his little snout, and I slam it right on the bar. At that point, his little fins are going to be pointing up, trying to grab his head. But he can't. He can't reach his head with his fins. And then so I'm going to swim out, and I'm going to punch him. I'm going to punch him in the face. I'm going to be like, bam. And then he's going to try to bite me. Once again, I'm going to pry his mouth open, and I'm going to take a couple teeth, and then I'm going to stab him with his own teeth. I'm going to be like, yeah, that's how you like it, don't you? And then the shark's going to be like, ow, man, that hurts. And I'm going to be like, well, guess what? I don't really care because it's a life or death situation. The shark made it a life or death situation. I was just having fun. But the shark is the one that made it life or death threatening. So I had to do something about it. I couldn't just stand there and die, you know? That would be unethical. So I would swim away from the shark in order to make him think, oh, wow, he's running. And as soon as I would, like, swim, he would, like, try to turn to his side and bite me. And I would just swim backwards, and then I'd be completely in his mouth. I'd be completely, just almost like the shark, or almost like the alligator. I would, like, reverse dive into his mouth. And now that I'm completely inside, I would just put my wrists right on his tongue, and I would push. I would push so hard, and then he would just start to rip and tear until, bam, I made his stomach pop. I made his stomach just pop open. And at that point, that would be my opportunity to get out of Dodge. So I would promptly swim away down to the ocean floor, and then I would jump all the way back up to the surface, just the falcon punch and uppercut, Shadouken, whatever you want to call it, that shark. And then now that the shark is flying like a good 20 feet in the air and then lands in the water again, that's when I would stand on top of his body and be like, "Grrr! I am the apex predator. Hear me roar." Ah! Yeah, that would be my roar. I hope you all would like it, because that would be the sight you would see before I would jump off his body and swim back to the boat. And then I would get no clothes and I would dive right back into the water, and then I would just butterfly dolphin dive my way back to shore, all the way from thousands and thousands of miles. And then once I'm there, like halfway there, like birds would flock down to me. But yeah, no. And then I'd be swimming with the dolphins. We would be diving together in sync and in perfect harmony. And then once we would get to shore, that's when I turn around and would wave goodbye to the dolphins, because the dolphins are nice. Until that was like a fabricated memory, and the dolphin actually headbutted me, and I grabbed the dolphin and I punch him in the face. And then all the dolphins turn and look at me, and they all dive to me. They all swim to me. And so I'm over here fighting the dolphin army one by one. I'm over here punching and punching and punching. And then I'm kicking and kicking and punching and elbowing. But there's so many of them. There's so many. But that's when the shark, the alligator, come to my rescue. And I hear splashing up on the water. And that was the grizzly bear and the silverback gorilla. Oh, yeah. They're both wearing oxygen helmets and everything. And we are going ham. We are completely beating up everyone and everything. We are going to town. All the dolphins, everybody, Dougie. And so me, the shark, the alligator, the grizzly bear, and the gorilla are just going ham. We are 100% beating up the dolphins, saving ourselves in self-defense situation. And then once it's all said and done, that's when we get up to the shore, and we would swim back to the shore, all of us. Then once I got to the shore, I would turn around and see the bear crawl out and the gorilla just hop out of the water and strut up on land. And then I'd see the alligator just like crawl slithering-esque. And then the shark would get up on his fins and then hop to me. And then we'd all like be in a circle, and we would look at each other one by one, and we would nod. And so we would 100% say, "We do not speak of this night ever again." Anyways, guys, that was my weekend. How was your weekend? Yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed this little mini podcast, because if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really do like this, please give like 5 likes. If I get 5 likes, I'm going to do it again, because I kind of like it and it was kind of fun. So don't forget 5 likes and I'll do this podcast again. I'll obviously different. I'll tell you what happened yesterday, but I hope you dudes enjoyed it. And don't forget to share with every single person that you know, rather that being your grandma, your grandpa, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunt, every single person. And I'll see you all next video. Bye-bye.